Understanding the importance of game balance. Balancing multiplayer games is crucial for providing an enjoyable experience for all players. A well-balanced game ensures that no single strategy, weapon, or character dominates the game, leading to fairness. However, achieving this balance is a complex challenge that requires constant adjustment and testing to meet the needs of a diverse player base. The challenge of overpowered characters or items. One of the most common balance issues in multiplayer games is the presence of overpowered, OP, characters or items. When certain elements of the game are too strong, they can overshadow other strategies and create frustration among players. Developers must constantly monitor gameplay to identify and adjust these elements to maintain fairness. Dealing with skill disparity between players. Balancing multiplayer games also involves addressing the skill gap between experienced and new players. If a highly skilled player can easily defeat beginners, it results in an unbalanced, discouraging experience. Many games incorporate matchmaking systems to place players of similar skill levels together, but this is an ongoing challenge that requires fine-tuning to keep the game fair and fun. Balancing multiple game modes and playstyles. Multiplayer games often feature a variety of modes and playstyles, from casual to competitive gameplay. Balancing these modes can be tricky because different players may have different expectations and preferences. Developers must ensure that changes made for one mode do not negatively impact another, requiring careful consideration and testing of each mode's unique dynamics. Addressing community feedback and expectations. The gaming community plays a significant role in identifying balance issues. Player feedback often highlights which characters, maps, or strategies are causing problems. However, it's a challenge to address these concerns while maintaining the integrity of the game. Developers must carefully weigh community input against their vision for the game to make necessary adjustments without disrupting the core experience. Pacing and resource management in competitive play. In competitive multiplayer games, the pacing of matches can significantly impact balance. For example, if players gain power too quickly or too slowly, it can affect the flow of the game. Developers must fine-tune resource management, such as in-game currency or power-ups, to ensure that players feel challenged but not overwhelmed, maintaining excitement and strategic depth. The role of continuous updates and patches. Balancing multiplayer games is an ongoing process, and it often requires frequent updates and patches to address emerging issues. Whether it's fixing exploits, tweaking character abilities, or adjusting maps, developers must release timely updates to keep the game balanced. However, constant changes can lead to frustration among players who feel that their strategies or skills are being constantly altered. Competitive integrity and esports considerations. For games that are part of the esports scene, balance is even more critical. Competitive integrity must be maintained to ensure that tournaments and events are fair. This includes regular updates to keep the competitive scene fresh while avoiding significant disruptions that could impact professional players' strategies. Esports teams and players are highly invested in balance, and any perceived imbalance can affect the legitimacy of competitions. The impact of microtransactions on game balance. Microtransactions, such as purchasing cosmetic items or game-changing boosts, can influence balance in multiplayer games. If players can buy advantages, it undermines the fairness of gameplay and creates a pay-to-win scenario. Developers must carefully implement microtransactions in ways that do not disrupt the balance or create disparities between paying and non-paying players. The evolving nature of balance in multiplayer games. Game balance is never truly static, as player strategies, meta shifts, and updates continuously evolve. Developers must stay on top of changes in the player base's approach to the game, as new tactics and exploits emerge. As games grow and adapt, maintaining balance becomes an ongoing challenge that requires a combination of technical expertise and a deep understanding of player behavior.